full of, I have this, could be a couple, tear it. There it is. And then you, beautiful! Today I'm going to teach you how to sew on a button. I know that sounds kind of lame, but a lot of people don't know how to sew on buttons. So here's your chance to know. First thing you want to do is get yourself a good pair of sewing scissors. They're really expensive, but if you wait till you get your 50% off coupon at the craft store or the drugstore, you can get them for pretty cheap. There's a $50 pair. I think I paid 20 bucks for it. And then you want to make sure you have your thread. Here's a spool of thread. There's also the multi-pack that you can get from the drugstore or the hotel that you stayed at that had a sewing kit. We're going to sew a button today on a coat. I have this coat that has a bunch of buttons, and this one's missing. So the first thing you want to do is thread your needle with some thread. So, got my thread, take out maybe a couple feet of it, and you want to cut it. You don't want to just tear it, because then it won't be nice and sharp when you put it through the needle. The end of the thread is nice and clean because I cut it. Here's me threading the needle. And then you double it and go to the end. After you threaded your needle, then you can tie a knot at the end. I do that by kind of wetting my finger and just kind of twirling it. And then you have a knot. There, you've got your needle with your knot at the end. Now we're going to take the coat and we're going to go through the back side of the coat first and up through the button. But first we're going to look at the other buttons and see how they're sewn. It looks like they've gone on each side, so there's parallel strings, like straight lines there. Now I'm going to show you how I sew it by going up through the back and down through the top. Here's the spot we're going to sew the button on. So I put the button on there so I know where I'm doing it, and I go to the back of the fabric and put my needle through the back. The knot stops it from going through. I'm going to go up through the back of the button and down through one side, and I'm going to make sure I come out the same place that I went in. I'm going to do this 4 times on each side. So the last time through on each side, up and down, and up and down. Great, so you've sewn the button on. Now you have your thread still, and you want to anchor the button. So you isolate your button like this, and then you want to wrap it a few times. To anchor the button, you want to go back up through the back side, and don't come up through the button. Come up through the side of the button. There. Now what you want to do is wind the thread around the button 3 times. That makes it stand up nice and straight and gives you somewhere to hold on to. I'm going to go back down through the side of the button, through the back of the coat, where the rest of the threads come out. Now it's time to make the knot. To tie a knot, you want to loop around. You want to go up through where your knots are, grabbing some of the fabric, and then go through the loop you made twice. I'm going to go through it 3 times because it's a coat, and it gets a lot of use. Now, I'm going to cut the thread. Great, so the button stands up all by itself, and it's knotted in the back, and we have clipped it. And aren't you happy you know how to sew on a button now? Thanks for joining me. Bye.
Hi, Molly. Hi, Debbie. Nice buttons.
Thank you.